What's going on, guys? So this video, I'm gonna take you guys through exactly my beard routine, exactly what I do to keep it up in shape, to trim it, and I'm gonna show you guys some few pointers and stuff that I learned from just trimming my beard over the past couple of years, right? Growing out a beard is a lot of work, and even if you don't have a lot of facial hair, growing out a beard or even having a beard takes a little bit of maintenance for sure. Just because, people might think, if you don't have a lot of facial hair that, like, what are you really taking care of? But there's a lot of stuff like, your cheek area ends up getting a lot of hair here. So you got to keep up with just lining yourself up, keeping the line sharp. If you guys can see, if I get real close, that I got a lot of hair, like this hair right here, it gets in the way whenever I'm eating. The hair grows over your lip, it starts getting annoying, and you got this hair just starts sticking out a little bit sometimes. So you got a lot of stragglers and stuff. Clean up the cheek area. I gotta fade this in. Obviously, I gave myself a fade the other day, so if you guys want to know how to cut your hair, I got a video on my channel for that. But so I gotta fade this in and pretty much just trim this up a little bit, and then we're good to go. So the first thing that I do when it comes to trimming my beard is so right now I'm using the Andis Pro Slimline T-liner, right? So I'm gonna use this and I'm gonna just clean up this cheek area right here, and then I'm clean up my neck hair area right here, right? So the main part when it comes to trimming my beard now is trimming this part, right? Trimming my mustache, and trimming the side right here, like this part area and stuff like that, right? So what do you do? So I usually end up brushing my hair, make sure it's all straight. I know exactly where the stragglers are, the ones that are sticking out a lot even after I brush it. So if you don't have a brush, you can use a comb, or if you don't have a comb, just kind of just use your hand or just kind of push it down, because if I push my facial hair up, it's gonna end up, if I do this, and I end up cutting all that off, then kind of looks, my beard's gonna look really stupid after. So make sure you brush it down so you don't end up cutting it off, if you brush it up or something like that. Just make sure you get all the hair, because you want that fullness in your beard, After brushing it down and getting everything ready, I'm probably going to take down my beard just a little bit. Like you guys can see, the little hairs here. Probably going to take down, all this off right here. Not too much, because I like the full look right now. What I'll do is I'll take this, or if you guys have clippers at home, clippers work too. I got the magic clip here. You can use this, or you can use this. I usually like this because it's easier for me to work with. I'm gonna kind of gently graze over my beard like this. I'm not gonna like go deep into this or anything like that. I'm just gonna gently graze over. Like if you guys see, like I'm just gonna go like small strokes like that. Now, you don't go on it from head on, like I was saying it, because exactly why is because you're going too deep into your beard. Like I'm gonna end up going in too deep because I don't realize that the hairs that I'm trying to cut, like you guys see this hair right here, right? The hair I'm trying to cut, if I go in there like this, I'm gonna end up cutting off too much of the beard. But if I look down, then you guys can see, like, then you just need to trim this part. You just need to trim this when you look down. So that's why whenever I'm trimming my beard, I never go at it from this angle. I'm always looking at it from the side, or I'm always looking kind of down on it. Or if it's like super apparent that I have some stragglers, then like I'll just cut it like this. When your beard is shaped up like this and you kind of going from down angle, you cut a lot more hair than you would if you're coming down on it, right? I'm just gonna start trimming it, just get all the stragglers out. Now sometimes you won't even be cutting that much, it's just a little bit. I'm just trying to make sure it's nice and even. You guys can hear it cutting, right? So even though it looks like I'm just grazing it, I'm actually cutting off. another important point, don't work on one side too much, like regardless of how much, because you're gonna end up overcompensating. Like the more you look at it, the more you're gonna end up trimming. So like what ends up happening is if I'm focused too much on this side and I keep going in on it, then it's gonna end up becoming shorter than this side. Then I gotta do it on this side, and then it kind of just ends up being like, oh snap, you're just going back and forth. All of a sudden your beard is like a lot shorter than you wanted it to be. Okay, so now I'm pretty much done with exactly how much I wanted to trim my beard with this. Now I'm gonna work on this area, this mustache area. This one gives me a lot of issues because this hair, my mustache grows really fast and the hairs end up coming over my lip, and it sucks because when you're eating, you got all this hair in your mouth and stuff. That's why you gotta make sure that you clean this up. All right, so kind of look down, same concept. Kind of look up, and then you'll see like little hair sticking like this, and I'll just end up trimming that. You don't have to trim that, you can just brush it down, but sometimes those hairs end up sticking up always. So I kind of look and then just kind of trim those like 1 or 2, 3, 4 hairs. Okay, so getting this area right here and this area right here is hard, even for when you're doing it at home. So you guys can get like an extra mirror and then kind of just look at it and then kind of trim it. Like a foil shaver. Get a foil shaver, kind of just go over this cheek hair area and the neck area. So I'll just go over with that. Okay, so now that we went over with the foil shaver, the last part is to get a straight razor. And if you don't have a straight razor, just having this foil shaver and doing that is enough. Or if you just have, a trimmer, you guys can literally just go along with the line like I showed you earlier. Having a straight razor is gonna make this a lot easier and a lot sharper and a lot cleaner. Super cheap on Amazon or whatever website, right? They're like 15, 20 bucks, and you can get like, I got these with it, and I think there's 100 razor blades in this. I had this for over like a year and a half now. Lining up your beard, right? What shaving cream, what to do, right? So clear shaving gel is going to be the best thing for you because you can see exactly where your lineup is. So you can go down exactly and you know when to stop. If you have like foaming shaving gel or cream, you're going to put it on and then you're not going to know when to stop, and you might go in too deep and you're going to ruin up your lineup. If you ruin up your lineup, you're pretty much like, if you go in too deep here, you got to trim off your beard, all right? And if you don't have that, using sometimes just soap and just hot water, right? Use hot water, it'll open up the pores. You don't need much more than just hot water. Let it open up the pores, and then it'll be a lot easier for you to trim this part. The issue comes the top of the mustache part. This part is more sensitive, so if you don't want hair tugging and stuff like that, I recommend getting some kind of cream. And all right, so if you don't have clear shaving gel, which a lot of people probably don't, which I don't even have, just get your shaving foam, just put it on, let it sit for like a minute or two, and then take it off. And then, or if you have like another, like this is a shaving cream, but like I said, it's not a clear shaving gel, I'll just put it on and I'll let it sit for about, a minute or two. And then I'll just put it on the areas where I'm about to shave. So when I'm taking it off, I'll put hot water on it to open it up more. Okay, so now I'm just going to use some hot water, just clean this off. So with this, what do you end up doing, right? So I end up kind of just pulling my face down a little bit. As you guys can see, my line is right here. So I got to trim this part off. I go really slow, don't want to cut in too deep, and just start going real slow with it. You want to hold this. You don't want to hold it like this, obviously. This is how you're going to cut yourself, right? It's almost just like this much right here. Just enough for it to cut, just like a 15-degree angle. Not, nothing like this, obviously, it's going to cut, not at 45. maybe a 20 degree or something like that, just enough so when it's going down you're not gonna cut yourself. So blowing out your lip, blowing out your cheek, that sometimes helps it trim up your beard a little bit. As you guys can see, I could probably go deeper here, but that's the thing, right? It's not gonna leave my hair natural. It's not gonna have that look. If I go in deeper right here to match this area right here, I'm gonna end up cutting off too much, right? So that's where, if you have like the black spray or whatever they use, it would make sense. Then they'll just fill up this, so it'll work out with that. But if you want to leave your hair natural and you don't want it to look weird, do not cut. Don't try to match this side with this side. A lot of times, depending on your facial hair, you won't have that much hair on this compared to that or other areas. So just try to leave it like a natural look, So your mustache, kind of just bite your lip down, or whatever that, I forgot what it's called, but yeah, just kind of go like that. So like I said, you don't want to go in too deep, trying to keep up with that line. And so the last part for this would be to do this your sideburns, right, to match that up. So if you don't have clippers or anything like that, like with the guards and stuff, and you just have a trimmer, which is fine too. There it is. My beard's all lined up. Cleaned up the cheek area, cleaned up the neck area, kind of faded into my sideburns, and you're pretty much done at this point. The last step I would say is please put on some aftershave or something, because you don't want, if you cut yourself, you don't want it to get infected. And also it prevents it from getting, razor bumps and stuff. If you use the old razor, you didn't have a razor at home, you will end up getting razor bumps, and obviously that's gonna look super bad. So I do have some beard oil, right? So when you put in beard oil, you don't want to put a lot at all. You want to put in maybe, like I'll show you guys, like that's it. Just kind of rub it into your hands. You just kind of put it, because what ends up happening is, I remember this one time, I just got beard oil for the first time, right? And I thought, you gotta use a lot of beard oil in your beard, right? Of course, who wouldn't, right? So I just took I took 6-7 pumps, and I just put it all over my beard. And then I went to a family party, and everybody was just looking at me weird, because my beard was glistening. It just looked like I literally put, I took a bottle of olive oil and just kind of just drenched it all over my beard. It didn't look good at all. Everybody kept asking me, oh, what's in your beard?